Hello, Dihessa here. A little bit over 60 days ago, a little bit over 2 months ago, I came on this channel and I shared that I was going on this experiment for myself where I was going to do like a very specific kind of like a sequence of energy training or energetic training for myself for 90 days. The purpose of that was not only anchoring myself deeper inside of my energy, not only really increasing my frequency, but also my intention doing that was really utilizing that anchoring for also development in my business, growth in my business. So in this video, I'm going to share with you all the things that happened. Did it work? And by work, what would it mean? Did it backfire? What happened with me energetically inside of my body, inside of my heart, inside of my mind? I'm going to share all of that with you without even hiding anything at all with you. Very openly I'm going to share, right? First of all, the one thing that I want to say is that it has been so intense. It's been like what happened I could not have expected at all. What happened energetically I could not have expected at all. What happened even spiritually I couldn't have expected at all. What happened even in my business I could never have predicted that, right? So I'm going to share all of that with you inside of this video, right? So when I say, let me share with you first exactly what it is, what it meant for me to go on this 90-day energetic training for myself. I was just challenging myself, right? These are trainings that I've been doing for years now. They have helped me in my life a ton. They have helped me in my business. In fact, I anchor myself on these practices so that I can be so much more, anchored within myself, present within myself, and also be so much more creative with my brain when it comes to business growth. I come up with ideas. I come up with ideas for selling something or creating content from this space quite a bit, right? So with all of that said, what happened? Right. So usually these trainings I will do them maybe 3 times a week or something like that with my unity group. But this time around I decided to do it every single day and challenge myself through it. What I want to share with you first is what started happening with me physically and energetically, right? So when I started doing this, right, because again, these are things that it wasn't anything new. It was just that I was intensifying it. Right? And when I started doing it more intensely and I started doing it every day, the phenomena that really started happening at the beginning were like this. At the beginning, the first few days, I started feeling a little bit like this kind of angst feeling inside of me, right? A lot of this is not new, I've experienced this before. A lot of the times it's because when I start doing this, or anybody who starts doing these practices, for example, it's almost like, it's not almost, it's all like I keep saying, it's not almost, that's really what happens. What happens is that in our daily lives, we are so distracted all the time by, hey, I have to run this business, I have to do all these things, I have to take action, right? Our mind and our really focus is outside a lot. This was a way that I was really forcing my mind to come back inward. What that really means is that anything that was happening inward, it was intensified. Why? Because I could feel and I couldn't avoid it anymore. I could see and I could feel, right? And so there was the first few days there was this angst feeling that started popping up. That's the first thing that started happening. But because I've been doing this work for quite a bit now, I knew it wasn't anything to worry about. I knew it was just me observing everything that was happening inside of me. Then after that phase really went away, something really intense. This I had never experienced before. It was so, I could even say dramatic. It was so dramatic, even I at some point was like, what in the world is going on? keep in mind, I'm only sharing you the physical and energetic phenomena that I experienced through this, right? So once I started doing this like every day, one thing that actually, like, let me share this one thing that started happening was that my mind was becoming quieter and quieter every day that was passing. Right? My mind was becoming quieter and quieter. I could feel that I was feeling more and more present. I remember there was one of the days where I woke up one day and I was like, oh my God. In general, in my daily life in general, usually when I will wake up, the first thing that I will want to do is pick up my phone, look at what's happening on social media, look at what are the members of my team doing right now. Especially at that time, I was going through a launch, and because my team is like, we spread, like everybody is in different time zone, I was like, usually I'll wake up and one of the first things I'll do was just go on my phone and check, what's my team saying today or not saying today, right? And I remember waking up one of those days and I was like, that's not what I want to do right now, right? And what struck me was the fact that it wasn't because somebody said that I should not look at my phone or should not. No, that's not what it felt like. It just felt like that's not what I want to do right now. The very first thing that I want to do is really go say hello to myself, connect to myself, feel myself, whatever. And I actually just did just that, right? And then, like, as I continued to what I call really like come back to myself, the phenomena that was really like, to me, was really kind of intense was I started waking up in the morning with this pressure on my lower back, right? I know exactly what it is because I know the acupressure points in the body and I know exactly what it means. It's like there is a point behind your navel. It's a very, very major point actually for being able to accumulate energy inside of you, right? And all of a sudden I'll wake up in the morning, and that actually will be the thing that will wake me up in the morning. I'll feel pressure, this intense pressure on my lower back, and I'll start feeling energy literally pouring, right? This sounds crazy, like literally pouring through that point into my body and into my lower abdomen. And I was like, oh my God, what in the world is happening? But at the same time, like while that was happening in my physical body, what I was feeling is also there were these four different like if you know, if you don't know, that's okay. Like we have other like 4 acupressure points, like external, like 2 external, you can call it like energy centers in our hands and also under our feet, right? And I'll wake up and like I'll feel lots of like energy, like lots of buzzing in the middle of my palm, to the point where there was a time where I'll just literally walk by my husband and he'll feel that like intense charge coming out of my hand and like intense heat. He'll be like, oh wow, there's a lot of, your hands are very warm, there's a lot of heat coming out of your hand, right? It was so intense. I was like, wow. It was almost like I don't even know how to describe it. I had never ever experienced that in my life. And what started happening is that what I noticed at the time was that the sky could fall and nothing would bother me, right? The sky could fall, like a lot of things could go wrong, and there was nothing that could bother me, right? A lot of like things can happen in my environment and I will be so anchored within myself that nothing can and so anchored and also so focused, right? On, okay, this is where I'm going, blah, 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 right? And I thought that was like, wow. And even my son made a joke about this when my husband was like, wow, there's a lot of energy coming out of your hands. It feels so hot. And my son, who the ever joker, it was like, yeah, for all you know, you have a fever, mom, and you're talking about energy. Anyways, that's just a joke, right? So that's a lot of what was happening energetically and also physically inside of my body, right? But the most important thing that happened and continues to happen for that matter, because I continue to really train, even though like there was a point where it became so intense, I intentionally took a break, so I was like, oh my God, like this is so intense. Anyways, I digress. The most important thing that happened throughout this was that I felt like there was so much power within myself, and that power was not like, no matter what happened, it was not really dependent. This power was not depending on anything that was happening outside of me, and I had never ever experienced anything like that before, right? And again, it continues. Like, even when I think about it now, I'm like, oh my God, what in the world is going to happen? What in the world is going to happen as I continue this, and as I continue this, and as I continue this, right? I feel more really like in tune with myself. I feel more mellow within myself. And again, there is very little from outside that can destabilize me or make me unstable, right? Rather than that, just focus on what I want, or what matters to me, for that matter. I feel so much more joy and so much more peace within myself, and so much more acceptance as well, like of all that, right? It's like, even when like I'm thinking of my vision right now, I'm thinking of all the things that I'm creating right now, there's very little attachment to it, very little. It's like, that's very cool for me to create. Why is it very cool? For the experience of it, for what it's going to do for me, for, right, all of these things. But there's very little, like very like not holding on too tight to it, right? So that's internally what started happening, and really is continuing to happen right now, right? And I can feel it in my environment. I can feel it everywhere. Everywhere I go, I can feel how much of an impact it has had, and it's really continuing to have in my life and also in my business, right? Speaking of business, this is where a lot of drama happened before it became really good, right? In my business, it has had such a huge impact, but before I saw the impact, there was a lot of drama, and I want to share that with you here, right? Because as I said in the beginning, I'm going to share everything. So what happened? So, like, the way that I've been running my business up until now has been through really like doing launching my business, and every now and then while I'm doing these launches, I'll put money towards ads. Like, I didn't really mind. Like, up until then, I could spend $3,000 and make it 30K, right? So for me, it was really like an even good exchange. I don't mind spending $3,000 to make 30K, right? Or I don't mind spending $5,000 to make like 40K or 50K in return. So I run my business like that, even though for a while now I knew that I really wanted to focus on focus more on organic, right? Because if anything happens, if you run ads and it doesn't, then you really don't like the result. If you don't get the result that you want, then you really, you're in kind of like a shitty situation at that point, right? And so up until then, everything was doing okay. But I knew deep down, like I knew this, I've known this for months, that what I really wanted to focus on was organic. Not only because of how, it's a more stable way, in my opinion. It can be a more stable, and it's not that I'll never run ads. I'll probably run ads again fairly soon, but in a different way. It wasn't that I had anything against that, but I knew, like intuitively, I knew that first of all, doing organic content was going to help me kind of open myself up, like more, right? Like not hide that much anymore, because I feel like I hadn't fully been showing myself the way that I wanted to be showing myself. When people come to me, when people will do like a launch with me, for example, I'll share much of myself with them. But like on social media, I hadn't done that, and I knew a part of me was aching to do that more openly, more intensely. But I was really hiding behind the ads, it's like, oh, ads are working, so I'm just going to do that, until it didn't, right? This is where here's what happened. So when I started doing my 90-day training, technically I started that before I started doing this like training daily, before I even announced that I was going to do the 90 days publicly, right? And what happened was, when I was doing this, a part of doing a launch, for example, is very kind of like hypey, right? That's like you have to add, like, at least that's the way that I did it in the past, right? It's so like there was this level of hype that that was that was in it when it came to doing lunches, right? Doing a lunch. Not only was there a level of a hype, there was also this level of kind of like jittery, like sense. Every time I did a lunch, like, you know, like there was that. It was always existent. What happened when I started doing my 90-day training was that my energy completely changed, right? Even within just like 30 days, my energy completely shifted. Internally, I had zero desire to do anything with hype, right? I didn't want to do anything with hype, right? I wanted people who join my programs to join from a space of, I'm joining this program because, first of all, I choose to focus on creating me. And I decided that I want to dedicate myself to my own growth, and also to dedicate myself, like a certain level of dedication. I really wanted, like I wanted zero hype, and I wanted people who join my programs to join from the space of, I already know that the reason that I'm joining this program is because I'm changing me, and as a result of that, my business is grow. As a result of that, my money is going to grow, right? But the old way that I was doing launching was very much based on what? Hype. And so here I was, there was zero level of hype inside of me internally. My energy had zero level of hype. And right now I'm in the middle of a launch, and a part of me is like, oh my God, then what? Oh my God, what am I doing? What am I going to do? I'm in the middle of this launch, and because I've been launching the same way for months, years, right? And really consistently bringing money in my business, I was like, I'm going to do it. And this time around, I even put more money towards ads to run this, to host this launch. And I had more people than ever sign up for this launch, and I had zero level of hype. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. Like, but at the same time, I did it the exact same way that I usually do it, or that I usually did it, with a little forced hype. And if I tell you that even like throughout this launch, a part of me knew that, I don't know how that happened, but like there was something. A part of me knew that, oh, something is off. Something is off about this launch. But I was so anchored within myself that I was just observing everything. And I was really continuing to move and continuing to take action. By the end of this launch, usually throughout this launch, like the average income that I'll get through a launch like this will be 30 to 40K. During a lunch, and I had $0 for this lunch. I had $0 for this lunch, right? $0. No one bought during this lunch, and it felt like everything, every old way was dissolving, right? I felt it. The most amazing thing that happened for me was I watched everything happen, but I was so anchored within myself that I just kept asking myself, okay, what is to learn here? It didn't feel good, I'll tell you that much, but I was so anchored, and I was still focused on, okay, where am I headed? What do I want? And how do I make that happen? And a part of me already knew that the answer was, actually, you actually have to focus a bit more on, because I already knew, on organic, right? And a part of me also knew that unless I did that, like everything was going to, it almost felt like it's like it just did it in a faster way for me to really learn what it is that I need to wake up to, for me to get to the level of growth that I was wanting to get to in a very stable way, right? This is what I've learned from this, like in a very stable way, not in a hypey way, right? But throughout, while all of this was breaking down, I was very still. I was really observing, and I was really asking my brain, my soul, show me the next step, show me the next step, show me the next step. No part of me was like, well, I am failing. No, like there was zero part of me that was feeling like that. But like most of myself was like, you know what, we are moving. This is just you moving towards the next thing. This is just you moving towards the next thing. Like your next level of growth is happening right now, except the way that you've been doing it is not the stable way to do it if you want to go as far as you want to go, right? And so I just kept asking myself how, and obviously I got the answers, right? So right now, as I'm speaking with you, I'm almost close to 30K for the month, and we are only a few days into the month of July right now, right? We are only a few days. There's a lot of days that are left, and I can only imagine what's going to happen now, like what's going to happen till the end. But again, like what I want to emphasize here is how stable it has become, right? And how there is no hype. And I figure out, and I'll create a whole other video about this, how I'm actually now having paid clients in my business. How I'm doing is like the practical how, like how I like exactly what I have implemented for me to get to this space where, like, what I really love about this is that it is really stable. I'm not jumping up and down, jumping up. I'm not jittery about it. I can make it very predictable how clients are coming into my business and stuff like that. But the point here is, not only are we only a few days into the month, and I'm already almost at 30K for the month. Not only that, the retreat that I hosted a retreat in Sedona a couple of months ago. While I was actually in the midst of a lot of things breaking down. And right now, I have my next retreat that's coming up in December. And we already have double the number of participants already signed up, already registered for the next retreat, right? And that, again, for that retreat, I have a huge vision. That's like another video for another time. Like I don't want to make this particular video too long, right? And again, even in that area, it feels very stable. It feels very predictable. It feels very much like, oh my God, I know. Even if I don't know, like I know the steps that I can take, right? I already know the steps that I took to get here, to actually get double the number of people who were already there, right? And I haven't even pushed it, right? I haven't even pushed it yet, right? So what I'm saying is, not only is like really like it's blowing my mind what's happening right now, right? Not only am I receiving the money, the cash, and the number of people signing up for my programs in like a double way, or however you want to call it. But for me, most importantly right now, it is how it's happening. It's in a very stable way, it's very grounded way. There's zero hype behind this, just like talk. And there's this level of really centeredness and being anchored within myself. That obviously, like if you've ever seen any of my videos, one of my really, like, you know, one of the things that matters to me is my own personal growth, my own personal development, spiritual development. And this feels like it's like this is what has happened, right? This is what has happened, is that I am really growing my business, but what's happening is it's in a way that really feels very anchored, really feels very like kind of like deepening the connection with my soul, if you want to say it like that, right? So that's what I wanted to share with you in this video. It was wild, I can tell you that much. It was wild, but I'm so glad I did it, and you can bet I'm not stopping here. I'm not stepping here energetically. I'm not stopping here with, like even like training myself energetically. And I'm not stopping here with my business growth. The total opposite. The total opposite. It just feels to me like this was just like a stepping stone, or like a place for me to really create a really, really, really solid foundation for my next level growth. And I can't tell you how excited I am about it. And I know it's going to be wild, and I'm here for it. Right? I know it's going to be wild, even money-wise. I know it's going to be wild, even spiritual growth-wise. And I am so here for it. I'm so here for it. Right? So that's it. I wanted to really share that with you. I had said initially that I was going to share every day about, or like weekly on Instagram, about what will unfold, but it became so intense that what I really decided to do at the time was just let everything be and just focus on what's happening, and then create this video where I'll share everything with you. And so I did. If you enjoyed this video, just let me know in the comments below. If you have questions about it, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll be so happy to share anything else that has transpired. I'll see you again in the next video. Bye.